We give you the facts, it's not what you think. Popeye Newsling, Young King, 1 yard, bless.
Good morning, Popeye. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every night.
What am I think? What am I think? You're listening to Popeye News Links. This is the Admiral Tibet who I represent, and remember, the time is so serious, cantankerous and dangerous. This is Popeye News Links.
People of Center, St. Mary and surrounding.
Yeah, watch Popeyes, mama.
Here is
Where I watch?
Popeye.
are you an entertainer? If you are,
Greetings, viewers and subscribers. Queen Sandra, you're celebrating your birthday today. Your sister Marlene and the rest of the family, they are asking us to wish you a happy birthday today. Queen Sandra, let's hope that today you're going to be having a wonderful birthday and may you live to see lots more. Now, I want to address something, and I know that whenever I say certain things, there are some of you who are going to be saying that the boy Popeye are going to hype. That a few no business, because I care zero about what you think. And let me tell you something. No for uno what talk about Popeye, him a going to hype. Me and uno know say a bad mind uno bad mind. No, I have a cell phone number that I can be contacted on, but I do not run a telephone business. I've been saying this from day one. My core business is putting out videos on YouTube. Even in a hell, them have rules, and one of the rules on this channel from day one is that if you want to contact me, send me a WhatsApp message. If you call me straight, or if you call via WhatsApp, if you send me an SMS message, or if you send me messages on Instagram or TikTok, it is likely that you're not going to be getting a response. If you're going to send me a message and when you don't get a response, you're going to vex. Save yourself that vexation and nobody send me no text. I am seeing messages from some persons who are saying that I sent you a message from last month and you never respond. Like I've always been saying, if you send me a message and you don't get a response in a timely manner, text me again. And please do not text me and tell me to give you a call back without saying what the issue is. Like I said, I don't run a telephone business and it is impossible to respond to the hundreds of messages I get on a daily basis. This is a one-man team with many P&L detectives. I am the only person who has access to the messages that you send, and that is deliberate. Remember, if you text me and you don't get a response in a timely manner, text me again. If you're gonna give somebody the number to contact me, tell them, don't call me. Send me a WhatsApp message. And like I said before, if you want to step up a hype, that a for your business. No for uno who talk about me hype. Bad man. In the news today, detectives have arrested and charged 51-year-old Anthony Brown, but he's popularly known as Collins. Collins is living at Whyte district in the parish of Westmoreland. The allegation is that between October 2020 and February 2024, Collins, he was employed to Barco Caribbean Limited as a sales rep for the parishes of Hanover and Westmoreland. He was responsible for collecting monies on the company's behalf and depositing the money in the company's bank account. It is further alleged that on several occasions, Collins, he collected money totaling almost 6 million Jamaican dollars on the company's behalf from several businesses in Hanover and Westmoreland, and Collins, he failed to deposit same. The management for the company, they made several attempts to contact Collins without success. As a result, a report was made to the police. On Thursday, April 17, A targeted raid was carried out at a business place in Savannah Lamar where Collins was held. He was subsequently charged and he'll be facing the courts shortly. This one, it took place Wednesday afternoon, April 16, about 1:30. It took place along Casanor Drive in the Nagoed area of Portmore in the parish of St. Catherine. Reports are that a team of police officers, acting on intelligence, they carried out a raid at a premises in the area. During a search, bingo. One Taurus 9mm pistol with the serial number intact, affixed with a magazine containing 5 9mm rounds, was recovered. No one was arrested in connection with this find, but intelligencers, big up on yourself, and officers, job well done. In this next report, the Senton police, they have arrested and charged Oshane Barnett, but he's popularly known as Budleg. Budleg is 17 years old and he's living at Lime Hall in the Steertown area of Senton. Budleg, he has been charged for possession of prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition. The allegation is that Wednesday night, April 16, about 9 o'clock, a joint police-military team, they were on foot patrol in the Snake Lane area of Steertown when Budleg, he was accosted and searched, and bingo. One black Luger 9mm pistol with the serial number intact, affixed with a magazine containing 4 9mm rounds, was taken from Budleg's waistband. He was charged, so he'll be facing the courts shortly. Officers and soldiers, job well done. In this next report, on Monday, March 24, I carried a report. A guy named Ronaldo Lee, but he's popularly known as Pops. Pops is living at Prosper Heights in Exchange in the Ocheres area of Senton. On Sunday, March 23, Pops, he attended the Ocheres police station and he reported that on Saturday night, March 22, about 11 o'clock, he was driving his grey 2004 Toyota Harrier at Marvin's Park in the Ocheres area when he was held up by 2 hoodlums who were traveling in another vehicle. Pops, he told the police that the hoodlums, they placed him in the trunk of the vehicle that they were traveling in and took him to Dunsville in Senton where they tied him to a tree and escaped in both vehicles. He told the police that it was not until 6 o'clock the next morning he was freed from being tied to the tree by a man who was passing by. The police, they took Pops' reports, but guess what? The police, they found out that Pops, he was lying. It was later revealed that about 3 o'clock that same Sunday morning, Pops and his cronies, they were involved in a robbery that took place at Valley Bush in the Spring Valley area of St. Mary. The police, they were called and Pops and his cronies, they made good their escape, leaving behind the vehicle. Pops, he was subsequently identified as one of the hoodlums in that robbery in St. Mary and he was charged. You remember I carried a report on Thursday in which the same Ronaldo Lee, also known as Pops, he was charged for a robbery that he and one of his cronies committed at a bar at James Avenue in Ocheres on Tuesday night, March 11, about 10 o'clock. The owner for the bar and the bartender, they were robbed. The police, they have now charged Pops for creating public mischief in relation to the report he made that he was held up and robbed of his vehicle, and we are told that Pops, he'll be charged for more robberies. So he'll be going to the courts shortly. In this next report, on Thursday morning, April 17, about minutes after 9 o'clock, 2 fish vendors, they were at the Old Harbour fishing village when they had an argument. It is said that the 25-year-old fish vendor Her name is Abigail Morgan and she's living at East Bay Drive in the Old Harbour Bay area. Abigail, she had threatened the 22-year-old fish vendor that she was gonna kill him. As a result, the male fish vendor, he went to the Old Harbour Bay police station and made a report of threat against Abigail. Whilst he was at the station making the report of threat against Abigail, we are told that Abigail, she entered the station and in front of the police, she started to attack the male who was making the report. It is said that in front of the police officers, Abigail, she pulled a brown handle knife and she inflicted some serious stab wounds to the man's upper body. The police, they intervened and they took away the knife from Abigail. She was placed into police custody. The man, he was rushed to hospital where he was treated and admitted in a serious condition. Abigail, she was charged by the police for the offense of wounding with intent and she'll be going to the courts shortly. In this next report, we are learning that two hard-working masons, they were seriously injured late Wednesday night, April 16, after they were hit off their motorcycle by that police jeep on your screen. Reports are that the mason, one is Dervian Smith, he is 32 years old, and the other one is Martin Pringle, he is 48 years old. Both of them are living in the Little London area. We are told that Dervian and Marvin, they were traveling on a blue missile motorcycle along the Old Hope Main Road in the Little London area of Westmoreland when the police jeep, being driven by a police constable, it was coming in the opposite direction from Mango Walk direction. The police constable who was driving the jeep, he is claiming that he swerved to the right hand side of the road to avoid a pool of water which was on the left hand side of the road. Persons are alleging that the police constable, he was trying to stop the bike. One thing is for certain is that as a result of this police constable's carelessness, the bike and the jeep collided. Both Dervian and Martin, they were thrown from the bike onto the asphalted roadway. They sustained serious head and leg injuries. They were rushed to hospital where they were treated and admitted in a serious condition. Boy, may I tell you, Now, let's hope that these two hard-working men, let's hope that they pull through. And officer, boy, may I tell you. Now, this one, it took place last night. Friday, April 18, almost 7:30. It took place along the Bracco Main Road in the parish of Trelawney. Now, this is how this accident took place. Those two men on your screen. The one to your left is Michael Fletcher, but he was popularly known as Mike. He was a 29-year-old taxi driver and he was living at Spicy Hill District in the parish of Trelawney. The man to your right is Stefon Bruce, but we are told that he was popularly known as Dugsy. He was a 33-year-old truck driver and he was living at Red Dirt District in the parish of Trelawney. Now, yesterday was a public holiday, so persons were out enjoying themselves. Mike, Stefan, and other friends, they were on four-wheel ATV motorcycles. They were about to leave the entrance of the Bamboo Beach Club. A red 2024 Suzuki Baleno motorcar being driven by a man from the parish of St. Catherine and a black 2009 Peterbilt tractor trailer being driven by a man from Old Harbour in St. Catherine. They were traveling along the North Coast Highway in opposite directions. The Suzuki motorcar, it was heading towards Montego Bay and the truck, it was heading towards St. Ann. On reaching in the vicinity of the Bamboo Beach entrance, the truck, it failed to keep to its left. As a result, the truck, it sideswiped the Suzuki Baleno. The driver for the truck, he swerved left of the roadway and he ended up losing control of the truck, which then drove off the roadway onto the left grass verge, then into the vegetation along the side of the road. The truck, it continued driving out of control along the left embankment. The 4 ATV motorcycles were traveling from the Bamboo Beach entrance onto the main road. They were hit by the out of control truck. The truck, it continued and it stopped over a gully. The riders of the ATV bikes, to include Mike and Stefon, they were seriously injured, and Mike, he died on the spot. The others, they were rushed to hospital, where Stefon, he died shortly after arrival. At least 5 other persons were injured in this crash. Sad indeed. In this next report, that man on your screen, his name is Adian Oshane Barnett, but he was popularly known as AIDS. AIDS was 31 years old and he was a taxi operator living at Tankhill in the Albertown area of Trelawny. Reports are that on Thursday night, April 17, about 8:30, AIDS, he was having a drink at a bar at Campbelland District in the Albertown area when a guy who was also inside the bar. His name is Antwang Levi Whyte, but he's popularly known as Akeem. He is 30 years old and he's living in the same Campbelland area. Now, both AIDS and Akeem, they were in the bar when it is said that Akeem, he asked AIDS to buy him a rum special, that is rum and boom. AIDS, he told Akeem that he couldn't buy it because he never have any money. What did Akeem do? He got up, grabbed AIDS from behind, pulled out a knife and wiped it under AIDS' throat. Do you understand what I just said? Akeem slashed AIDS' throat because he never buy him the rum special. AIDS, he fell to the ground, bleeding like crazy, and Akeem, he ran away, making good his escape. AIDS, he was rushed by residents to the Percy Junior Hospital in Spalding, Manchester, where he was pronounced DEAD on arrival. It is said that residents, they later saw Akeem along the Germantown main road in the Ulster Spring police area and they started to beat him. The police, they were quick on the scene and they rescued Akeem and transported him to the Ulster Spring police station. Akeem, he has now been officially charged for the murder of AIDS. Just like that, a man lost his life because he never buy someone a drink of rum. Boy, may I tell you, the mayhem. So let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Have you hit on the love button as yet? If you have not yet done so, remember to hit on it. Also, if you are over here watching our videos and you have not yet subscribed, hit on the subscribe button as also. Hit on the notification bell. Then click all so that whenever we drop a new video, you will be one of the first to be notified. Now, before I go into the final report, we are learning that there were 2 different incidents yesterday. One in Terminal Road and the other one in Old Harbour in the parish of St. Catherine, where 2 males were shot and killed by the police in alleged confrontations. We are doing some digging and we are going to be updating these reports in a subsequent video. Stand by for that. In the final report for today, ever so often, whenever there is an alleged confrontation with the police and a civilian is shot and killed, some persons, they would come out and they would talk good things about the person who was killed. That hoodlum on your screen, he was killed by the police on Thursday and my WhatsApp is flooded with messages about him. Everyone who knew him is saying the same thing. Barbar was evil. His correct name is Akeem Tyghter, but he was popularly known as Barbar or Quenga. He lived at Delvland in the Little London police area of Westmoreland. Barbar, he has been involved in hoodlum activities for a long while and he has had several run-ins with the law. I've carried a few reports before of hoodlum activities in which Barbar was involved in, but before that, let me tell you about some of the crimes that Barbar was implicated in. On Monday night, September 2, 2019, about 8:30, a 50-year-old farmer named Trevor Leon, also known as Sparks, he lived at Canaan Mountain in the Little London area. He was shot and killed at his two-apartment boardhouse after his front door was kicked open. Barbar was implicated in that murder. Barbar, he was also implicated in the murder of an 18-year-old guy named Tyreke Taylor. Tyreke, he lived in the Sheffield area of Westmoreland. Late Saturday afternoon, September 7, 2019, Tyreke, he was sitting along the roadway at Sheffield when a motorcycle rode up and stopped. The hoodlum on the bike, who was said to be Barbar, he pulled a gun and he opened gunfire, killing Tyreke on the spot. If you look on your screen, that is a 2015 photo of a guy named Armanie Clayton, but he was also known as Yu Chang. In 2023, Yu Chang was 23 years old and he is from Little Bay in the Little London area of Westmoreland. Yu Chang, he was a scammer and we are told that he used to make a lot of money from scamming. We are also told that Barbar and his cronies, they were trying to extort Yu Chang. In September 2021, Yu Chang, he was approached by Barbar and another of his cronies who told him that he needs to pay them 300,000 Jamaican dollars or he might go dead. Several attempts were made to collect the money from Yu Chang, but he refused. On the morning of Wednesday, October 6, 2021, about 8:30, Yu Chang, he was standing in one of his relatives' yard at Brighton in the Little London police area when a white Toyota Acima motor car drove up and stopped. Barbar and one of his cronies, they jumped out of the Axio and they pumped several bullets into Yu Chang. They escaped in the Axio. Yu Chang, although he was seriously injured, he survived that attack. Yu Chang, he told the police that it was Akeem, Tyghter, popularly known as Barbar, and another of his cronies who shot him. Barbar, he was subsequently held by the police and he was charged. The matter was placed before the gun court, but we are learning that Yu Chang, he failed to cooperate with the prosecution. As a result, the matter was thrown out of court. When Yu Chang was released from hospital, he never bothered go back to Little Bay. He was living in Montego Bay, but after a while, Yu Chang, he thought that everything was good and he returned home to Little Bay in May 2023. On Saturday, June 3, 2023, Yu Chang, who had long hair, he went to a hairdressing salon getting his hair done when Barbar entered the salon, pulled a gun and opened gunfire, killing Yu Chang on the spot. There are many other atrocities I could tell you about for which Barbar was implicated in, including the shooting of a well-loved businessman from the same Delvland area. That incident took place in May last year. Barbar and his cronies, they had blocked the road on the businessman while he was driving home, but luckily, this businessman was a licensed firearm holder and he was able to fire back at Barbar and his cronies who wanted to kill him because that businessman, he refused from paying them extortion money. Well, on Thursday afternoon, April 17 at minutes to 5 o'clock, the police, they're reporting that acting on intelligence, they went to a bar in the Delvland community. They are saying that on approaching the bar, Barbar, he pulled a gun, and in a few seconds, it was all over. Barbar, he fell clutching a black high-point 9mm pistol with the serial number intact. It was affixed with a magazine containing 4 9mm rounds. Barbar, he was searched, and he was also found with a .32 revolver containing 6 live rounds. He died on the spot. Indicom are carrying out investigations. Another hoodlum bites the dust. The mayhem continues. Blessed love, everybody.
Tell a friend for tell a friend for tell a friend about Popeye Newslink and PNL Blog TV. Like, subscribe and share. Quicksilver sing, if we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. If we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. Hey, crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. I coulda sunshine or rain. Jamaica, no problem, no pain. Rude boy them knock out can't tame, but me want me country back. Give me country back. To the street and the lane. Everybody them start complain. Bloodshed, what a shame, but me want